Welcome to the Sexy Freedom Media Podcast, a place to discuss pain, passion, and pursuits.
Let's get it. I want to feel alive.
Breathe.
Make some moves.
Protect the throne. This is Sexy Freedom Media Podcast.
It's been a while since I actually did a live stream from one of our podcasts. So welcome everybody to the Sexy Freedom Media Podcast show. It's your host, Helen Edwards and
January Liddell. Aloha.
If you're wondering why we look so amazing, it's because we're doing a special called If UFOs Wore High Heels. Holla.
All right, I'm so excited about this. We were talking about, hey, we're going to do something fun. We've been talking a lot about technical stuff and, money, finances, which is all really important. But this is Sexy Freedom Media Podcast. We could talk about anything and everything. And we're pretty much well-rounded here. Today, we're going to talk about aliens and UFOs.
Yeah, and because I think, okay, so the crazy part is, I do want to mention to everybody, first of all, thank you if you're watching live, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And if you're just listening on a recorded session, definitely give us a thumbs up, a heart, a laugh, subscribe, and leave us a review. We really appreciate it. But we thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, UFOs, January. I'm trying to keep my head still so that way my hat stays in frame.
Yeah, so we're doing a deep dive into the cosmic wonder of aliens and the enigma of UFOs. So buckle up. It's going to be an interstellar ride. Woo!
I think my sister Mitzi could appreciate this because we actually took a trip to Roswell, New Mexico. And yeah, right? I
think I remember seeing pictures of that.
Yeah. Okay. So the crazy thing, if you've never been to Roswell, New Mexico, in fact, I'd never even heard of it until me and my sister were on a road trip to Texas to go see my son. And on our way back, she goes, we have to stop through Roswell. And I was like, why? And she said, oh my gosh, it's only the capital of UFOs. I was like, we're on it. And we went, girl, we had the green beer. We stayed we went to a UFO museum. We got pictures with UFOs. It was so awesome.
I hope that Mitzi is listening, and I hope that she will share her 2 cents, in the comments below. My husband and I were talking, and we were thinking, there's no way that we could be the only living beings here in the whole entire galaxy. And everything that I've read thus far has talked about scientists really searching throughout space to see if there is any extraterrestrial activity going on in our galaxy. So far there isn't, but what do you think, Helen? What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, that's a good question. Do I believe in aliens? Yes, I do. Do you guys believe in aliens? Put in the comments if you believe in aliens. If you believe in aliens. So when I was little, I used to be kind of obsessed over aliens because I don't know, it's just always cool to think there's something else out there. The mystery, right? There's the mystery of it. And if there is other people or other entities out there, you kind of want to know what magical powers they have. So when I believe in aliens, I'm always thinking of magic. That's like the first thing my mind goes to, like, ooh, do they have superpowers? And I'm probably brainwashed by a lot of movies I've watched growing up. But yeah, the reason why we're wearing these is because of the movie Signs, right? With Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix. So good. And I was just like, oh, yes, I want to be in one of these motion pictures. And, I fantasize about it all the time. Like, oh, do aliens exist? Sometimes if I hear a noise outside in the middle of the night, I will run to my window and I will see if there is an alien out there. I don't think, oh, is it a cat? Is it a dog? Is it some kind of animal creeping up? No, I'm like, is it an alien? That's the first thing my mind goes to.
Absolutely. It was New Year's Eve just last year. I swear we saw a UFO. I swear we were at my sister's house and we looked up to to the side by this palm tree. And we're like, the thing's not moving. It's staying still, like it's hovering. It's gotta be a UFO. So we are on the hunt. I think as humans, we're just looking out there searching for answers and wondering, it is science, because movie like Signs and other movies out there like Aliens versus Predator. What's another alien movie? E.T. Hello, E.T. There has to be something else out there. It doesn't make any sense.
Ooh, that's a good question. All right, put in the comments or let us know through written, if you write us on Spotify or any iTunes, let us know what your favorite alien movie is. Because when you just mentioned E.T., the little finger, I mean, that's the first thing I'm thinking of, the finger, how he's like, E.T. phone home. And then do you remember the movie Mac and Me?
Yes, I do remember Mac and Me. So that was one of my favorites. I feel like it's like a knockoff of E.T., right? E.T. was the super essential, what is the word? That was like the initial one. And then Mac and Me came. It's so cute. I do like Mac and Me. But I think the one movie that got me thinking about aliens was really Signs. I know we're talking about science again, but that one was like, oh my gosh, it has to be real. There has to be something else out there. Hello. The cell phone just came out like 20 years ago or something, right? 20 years ago. However, there had to be more to it. Like somebody implanted that idea in our mind, right? And I just feel like there's just something more out there, beings that are so much smarter than we are. Who knows? They're probably invisible. We're looking for them, but they probably have this like shield around them so we can't see them.
Yeah. Okay, so what was crazy is when I went to Egypt and I got to look at hieroglyphs, like in person, I literally was mind blown because they're so advanced. There's animals I've never seen before. Some really dark things, obviously, right, in the past, but I was still so curious about how are they so perfectly designed in the rock. And my brain can go down a rabbit hole because I'm a big researcher, so I'll spend nights just looking at hieroglyphs, and I'll Google what are the artifacts that have been found that can't be explained, and those ones really trip me out because then I'm like, ooh, aliens.
Well, yeah. So if there are pictures, hieroglyphics that are embedded in history, then there has to be something more. Let's talk about Area 51. In about, I think, less than a month, Area 51 has been in the news. It's been in the news. So let's talk about it. Area 51 is located in Nevada. Hold on, I actually have the research for that. So it's situated in the southern portion of Nevada, about 83 miles northwest of Las Vegas. It's positioned in a detached, restricted area of Nevada test and training range. And this is a part of the larger Niels Air Force Base. So what was the purpose of Area 51? U.S. government was initially secretive about this base, and it has since acknowledged its existence and has stated that the facility supports the development and testing of experimental aircraft and weapon systems. That is true. Now, let's talk a little bit about why it was developed. So it was established in 1950, developed and testing for the U-2 reconnaissance aircraft. It's a high altitude flight of the U-2, much higher than commercial planes at that time, which led to an increase in UFO reports in the area. What is UFO? Unidentified flying object. All right, so tell me what you know about Area 51, Helen.
I know that they used to hold clubs and dance parties. Sometimes they'd drink beer and then the UFOs would be like, what the hell, man? No, I know very little because Area 51's always been that taboo subject that if you get caught there, you're going to get hurt or, taken in. And even just talking about it was like, ooh, shh, they can hear you. They've got cameras everywhere. They will find you if you even talk about it, So So Area 51's been one of those things where the only knowledge I have is from movies, and that's not real, but I just always imagine this huge dome-like structure. This is how I've envisioned it. A dome-like structure in the mountain, and I could be completely wrong about this, in the mountain, like it's hidden, right? And then inside they have a huge spacecraft that they found or landed, and they had to run and grab it and hide it, whatever, put it in there. And then they've got like their awesome kitchen made out of all stainless steel, because they got to keep it clean, right, for germs. And then they definitely have a bar, and I've always envisioned the bar to be something like Star Wars, where they go in and they got like robots and stuff serving them drinks. And the people there are really tired, so they always go in and take shots to stay up. And sometimes they play music, and I don't know. This is how I've always envisioned Area 51.
I can see that. It's like this alter dimension or this alter area specifically just for aliens. Speaking of Star Wars, I love Star Wars. Huge Star Wars fan. Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know if you remember me wearing my stormtrooper uniform, but I had my stormtrooper uniform for Halloween last year. We went live anyway. So I love Star Wars and this idea of aliens and UFOs. Let me tell you another story. When my parents had a grocery store in San Francisco, we had a grocery store called Go Getters Market. And my parents hired this man. His name is Dennis. And Dennis was a mute. So he was mute and he was also deaf. Okay. But he can draw pictures. So he drew pictures, he wrote words. We, sign language, just using our hands, right? Not actual sign language, but like over there, yes, no, right? That kind of language. Well, he told me about him being abducted. So he told me about him being abducted. He has this like boil on his face, and he drew me pictures. He told me that he got abducted a couple times and they were like running tests on him. And, I was a kid. And to some degree, until now, I believe him. I'm like, I believe he did get abducted, because of how detailed he was when he told me about his abduction. And who knows, who knows if he did or not, but he seemed very believable, telling me about how he can feel the aliens, like, dissecting him and like studying him. And shoot, I was 10 years old, so I was little, and I'm like trying to remember exactly what he said, but I remember that part of the reason why he got that boil was because he got abducted.
So the crazy argument about abduction that I've heard that kind of makes sense too is that we tend to have like trauma, and how trauma can sometimes affect our brains and kind of take us to another place. And sometimes we'll have a seizure, or we'll have some people have reported having strokes or having just these out-of-body experiences where they kind of their life flashes, and they actually are having memories from when they were a child being probed by doctors and nurses. And so that kind of also made me think, okay, I could see the possibility of that, and I could see the possibility of being abducted also. And I always think to myself, what would you do if you got abducted? And I always think, try me, mother effers. Like, don't, like, you don't want to abduct me, first of all, because I'm probably not the best candidate. I'll probably be like, my sister over here is great though. She loves you guys. I'm not ready. Sorry, I'll throw you under the bus, sister. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you volunteering your sister to be abducted?
I'm just saying, like, I'm not the best candidate to be abducted. I got, my genes are not the best. It's just like, I don't know much about the world. Everything I have is fading into the background.
All right, so let's talk. I think you'd be a great candidate, honestly, because your brain is fabulous. I said fabulous.
Yeah, but I don't want to be poked and proddled by a UFO.
I know. So don't dare them. No. All right. So let's talk. Let's talk about aliens, shall we? Aliens. Extraterrestrial. Okay, so there's a couple things about aliens They are called ET, hence the movie ET, extraterrestrial. So scientists believe that the vastness of this universe increases the probability of the existence of extraterrestrial life. However, as of September 2021, there's no concrete evidence just yet. I say yet because I'm sure they're there. We were talking about being invisible, right? People, I believe aliens can be invisible. And number two, a search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It's called SETI, SETI. This is an organization dedicated to listening for signals from other intelligent beings in the universe. They use radio telescopes to scan the heavens, but haven't yet detected it just yet. But I'm hopeful that they will, because I feel like it's arrogant of us to believe that we're the only ones here, right? Number three, exoplanets. With this discovery of thousands of planets outside of our solar system, some in the habitable zone, where zones are, conditioned for the right for life, the potential for alien life has grown. So there's a James Webb Space Telescope that launched December 2021, and it's expected to provide more insights into these exoplanets. In fact,
Whoa.
fact.
Whoa, fabulous stuff. Okay. I think that aliens exist, all right? But I'm not sure if they look like the way that they're depicted all the time on the movies or even on, TikTok or YouTube channels or all these reels that we see. It's just why do they why do they have to look so human, right? Can't they have a whole different type of look to them? I mean, I don't know, but I feel sometimes when we conjure up the idea of UFOs, we want everything to almost look human, everything human, right? Relatable, I guess.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe in aliens as well. I do, actually. I believe that they are out there. It's a matter of us trying to find them, but honestly, I don't think they want to be found. I believe that they're so smart. They're so much more intelligent than we are.
I think they're an advanced civilization. Have you ever seen Interstellar with Matthew
Yes,
McConaughey?
absolutely.
Right? So good. And I think some part of that movie was basically trying to tell us, like, we've been here before and we're advanced and we're just kind of coming back and checking in on us. Right? Is that kind of like the sum of the movie?
Yeah.
Spoiler,
Yeah.
everybody. Go see it.
Yeah, we got to watch all these movies again. And sometimes I wonder where did all these ideas come from about aliens, right? There has to be some truth to it. So I believe they're out there. I believe they don't want to be found. I believe we could be found because as humans, we're only using 10% of our brains. So I'm wondering if these aliens are actually using a much larger portion of their brain.
Or what if they're using the other percentage of all our brains?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like what if we are the actual avatars and they are controlling us and they're like, okay, we're going to allow them to use 10% of their brain or 15 max if you're really, really smart. And they're like, they can use that part of their brain, but we're going to control everything else. So maybe that's why we can't actually see them, because we don't have access to that part of our brain, that brain and eye connection, because they're controlling what we actually get to use. I'm just, we're just avatars. That's just one hypothesis.
Yeah, that is definitely a concept that may be true, right? You know what I was thinking about when you said that was Lucy. I love that movie. That's probably one of my favorite movies is Lucy. And at the end, when she started utilizing all her brain, what happened? She disintegrated. And she's just like in the air, right? And that makes me feel like, or wonder if aliens are just like that what if they don't even have a body? What if they're just existing?
Well, okay, it's so crazy because it kind of reminds me of the psychedelic world, right? if you've ever done mushrooms or something psychedelic-y, and I don't promote drugs at all on this, but I'm just saying, I remember I've had only one mushroom experience and I did a whole podcast on it. And the things I was seeing was pictures and drawings that I've seen from other people who have gone on that psychedelic experience, and I remember seeing these faces over and over and over and over again. They were very golden, very bright. And I always thought, well, maybe those are the aliens kind of revealing themselves to me during this crazy journey I'm on in my head right now. But there's definitely an expansion of world out there that I don't think we can really see, because you're right, because we're only capable of using a portion of our brain, which the brain is, I used to think the brain was like the real alien because it's in us. Okay, there's another movie. I can't remember exactly what it's called. If you guys know what this movie's called, put it in the comments or drop us a note. But there's a movie, and it's a scary movie. It's a horror film about this thing that kind of latches onto the back of your brain, and then it controls people. Do you know which one I'm talking about? And
yeah, I do. And so I know what you're talking about. It attaches to it, and then it controls everything, and then it's actually, you're still you, but it's like controlling you.
Yeah, and it runs away. Like if you kill it, it runs away and it like jumps off the person. And so anyways, that has always made me think of the actual brain in the body, because if you look at it, it's two halves and it's got a little spinal cord or a little cord.
My son actually just showed me a picture of our brain and how it will actually look if we took everything out. So it's the brain, right? The left and the right hemisphere. But then as it gets into your body, they're like roots. It's a root. So it goes all the way down to your spine, and it has like these like veins all over. So if you took out the brain, it wouldn't just be the brain. It would actually be like this long like root thing that goes to like our arms and our like our legs. You're right, it does look kind of alien.
It is. I feel like our brains are the real aliens. It's probably making me say this right now. I'm being controlled as I speak. What? No, it's so trippy because I swear the brain and the whole idea of aliens are so hand in hand, because of all the neurons that kind of run through. And then there's cities within cities within cities within cities inside of our own bodies. Like the layers trip out, right? Oh my gosh.
Are you saying we're the aliens? Is that what you're saying? Are we the aliens?
We could be the aliens. Maybe we are like, we're the alien avatars. Like I said.
Okay, so now I'm thinking like the blue people, right? You're talking about the blue people, Avatar, the big ones, right? And so maybe we're not the big ones. Maybe we're like the human form. And is that what you're saying?
No, but actually that's such a good movie, and I have yet to watch the third.
You have to watch it. I like the third one. I liked the whole series. Okay, so this is a little off topic, but Avatar, the ride at Disney World is amazing. It's amazing. And if we're talking about like alien world, right? And how an alien world would look, there's like, I feel like it's an upgraded version of our world. And when I'm riding on this ride, it's called, oh my gosh, why is it like not on my brain? Probably because an alien is using it right now. Flight of Passage or something. Anyway, so you're riding on this dinosaur, right? Or this like bird, and it's going all over the place, and it's amazing. It's an amazing world. And I wonder if when we look through our telescopes, right? Because there's a huge one that's being created. What if they're looking through the telescope, but the alien is blocking this view of this beautiful land, this beautiful thing, because they don't want us to find it, because then we might inhabit it. Because I feel as colonizers, especially our US.
Okay, I mean, how crazy is this though? You just made me think about this whole connection. What if the Earth is actually an eyeball, and one of the other planets are another eyeball, and we're actually living inside of an alien? Do you know what I mean? Like, what if we are cells, and we are what we look like cells? So our cells inside our body look like us, but they're just tinier. Do you know what I mean? I swear, I'm like, my brain's going there. I'm going there. Let's go there.
Wait, did you watch Ant-Man? The
I love
Wasp?
Ant-Man. I love
Okay,
Ant-Man.
so right, because then he shrunk down like to little itty bitty, and then he was in this world, right? Uh, who knows dimensions? And I feel like for the last couple of years, there has been so much talk about multiverses. If you're a Spider-Man fan, they talk about multiverses, Ant-Man or Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, they talk about all these different layers of places that could pause. My son is taking a picture of me right now.
Yeah, Rob walked in earlier. He was like, what in the world? Hey, babe, you're about to marry an alien.
We're aliens. We're aliens. That's what we are. We're aliens.
Okay, so I have a new question. What do you guys think about crop circles?
Oh man, that's a great question. I remember when we were kids, that was a huge thing. Crop circles and how they came to be. You know, I would say somebody was out there, it's like a crop organization, crop circle organization. They're like, we're going to create this and we're going to, but it's so perfectly round. And it's like, you know, when you make a circle, and if it's a handmade circle, right? You would see what is it? Like a pathway to make that circle. This one had no pathway. Man, that's a great question. There's no pathway to those circles, and they're perfectly rounded shapes in all parts of America, right? It wasn't just one area, but it's multiple fields. I can't explain it. I don't know. You got me.
I can't explain it either. I'm not sure. I'm like on the fence with that one. I'm like, well, it would be really cool because then that means that aliens are also artistic, which is okay. I get that. They're relatable. And I always think like, ooh, I've seen some of the things that they draw or create. Some of them are very science-based, like designs, like the DNA sign. And then there's ones that are animals. And I'm like, ooh, okay, I get that. But what about like, can they draw rows? Like, can I put in requests? Can I get a request? Where do I sign up to get a request? Like a DJ play a song, UFO, can I get a crop circle request? Because I got ideas, all right? And I think whoever's planning these crop circles out for you guys, I kind of think they're overdoing it on the same type of ones, and we need some new creations. That's all.
Girl, if we put in a request, I would ask for like a unicorn, like some hearts up in there, like just write, like, why don't you write us a message?
Like,
You know,
yeah, write a message, even in your own language, like let us figure it out. We got a lot of guessers.
but what if those crop circles was the actual UFO landing?
Then that would mean that their spaceship has a little stamp on it. Right?
Oh, so were they trying to stamp our Earth?
You know what? Okay, now we're getting, what if we are actually not an eyeball to another species? But what if we were male? They're just stamping us. We're male. We're supposed to go from here to there and send messages. Ooh, mic drop.
Oh, that was good. What if it's like, okay, I was watching Home. Have you watched Home?
I never even heard of Home besides my own home.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
A
It's
movie?
about boobs. Boobs. I didn't say boobs.
Boobs.
Okay. Boobs.
Boobs.
Boobs. Boobs. And they're so adorable. These purple, it's an animation.
Wait, are you
So
saying booze like drinking?
no, okay, boobs. Boovs. Boobs.
Okay, gotcha. Boobs.
But whoever created it, I'm sure liked boobs. And so they were like, we're just gonna call them boobs. Because then it was safe for them to say boobs. Boob. Anyway, so boobs. So boobs kicked out the humans. So they kicked out the humans so they can inhabit the earth. And they put the humans on a planet where there's a carnival. So they thought, okay, as long as there's a carnival out there, they'll be happy. So the humans are in this other planet. Boobs have taken over Earth. Now there's this Gorg. It's a Gorg. So a Gorg is going all to these different planets. I'm not going to tell you the whole thing because I want you to watch it. But the whole idea is that boobs are inhabiting Earth because their planet has disintegrated. Okay. So I'm wondering, when we see these crop circles, are the crop circles there to say, approved, we can inhabit this Earth, but it's going to take us some time to cultivate it and make a carnival for humans to live on? Like, are they going to like move us to a different planet where there's like other fun stuff to do and we just don't have our home anymore? How's this?
That's a good point. So if you have a crop circle near you, I would definitely try to move, because over here we don't got any yet, as far as I know of. So I think we're good. And but there's a partial of me that kind of really wants one. Like, why not us? Why not? Like, is there something wrong with our land? What's going on?
Helen, you could take that. You could take that crop circle. I'll just stay on this side. No crop circles over here for me. Thank you.
Okay, so I have wait, we got a question here. It says, are you talking about the movie called Home? Sarita was asking. Yes.
Yes, that is the movie. Isn't it such a cute movie? I love it. It's so cute. And they became friends, by the way. Very cute.
Okay, so I have another question. What do you think? Do you think there's, with the aliens, man or woman? Or do you think, like, can they procreate? Because every picture I've seen, they don't have private areas. They've got like a little like smooth, you know, like, and like, do they have sex, and do they like, I mean, I'm not really interested in their sex life, but I'm curious about their procreation life. Are they so far advanced that they just put some little chemicals in? They're like, boom, UFO, little UFO baby. Or do they come out as UFO adults already? Where explain to me how y'all keep going.
Girl. Okay, I'm going to go back to Lucy because I feel like they don't need to have sex. You know what they're doing? They're like this. They're like standing still and they're like thinking it in their brains. Okay. They're thinking it and they're like, there's like the motion is inside, so they can already feel it. So they don't need to actually, because when there's a lot of things that happen when
what if they just have sex with their eyes? Like, all they got to do is look at each other.
Oh.
And you're and then they're like, oh, and what if their orgasms last like a month and they don't even need to have sex for a month? What? Wow.
Then,
I mean, if aliens can hear us right now, they're probably gonna be like, you know what? She's smart. We don't want her, but we want her idea. Let's do it.
Adjust our helmets, man, so then they can hear us. Hold on. Like, Helen, we're probably gonna conjure up some aliens like talking to us soon. They're probably gonna be in our dreams like tonight. Like, Helen, January, that was a great episode. Give me some more ideas.
Yeah, these two girls are on it. You know what? We're gonna get alien names. Hubu and Dubu.
Now I'm gonna post that on my Facebook. What should our alien names be?
What should our alien names be? Comment, let us know.
Oh my gosh, this was a fun episode. I've loved this episode. We need to do more of these. It's a fun break from everything that we talk about. And it makes us wonder, are aliens really out there? Are they listening to us? Are they trying to get ideas from us? Or are they implanting ideas in our heads?
Or are we just little cell blocks inside of their bodies?
Ooh. Something to think about.
Because you know how there's red cells and white cells? And then there's the ones who attack each other, and then there's viruses that come in. And humans, there's so many different types of us. There's good ones, there's bad ones, there's evil ones, there's little bratty ones. And there's, you know what I mean? Like, what if we are this? I'm telling you, I think I'm onto something. I think we're cells. Cells in human.
cells in an alien body, or cells in an
That's
alien.
why they say there's cells inside of each of us, and they all have their own life. They have a beginning and an end, and we take care of them. Whoa. On that note, let's come to a close. And before we do that, let's give an announcement about what's happening for us next week.
Okay, so let's take these off.
No.
Oh. Next week, if you want to see us, we're going to be in Phoenix, Arizona. Monday, the 25th. Comment below. Let us know if you'd like to meet us in person. And we're talking about retirement. We're kind of talking about retirement planning. So meet us next week in Phoenix, Arizona on Monday, the 25th.
I could see why you need to take these off. Like, how else people can take us serious? We're going to be there. No, but behind all the fun, we are both financial strategists and tax-free retirement specialists. And we are holding an event in Phoenix, Arizona on September 25th. And free if you'd like to come. We'll leave a link in the comments for you to sign up if you're in the area. And it is limited seating, so you must register to get your spot.
Check out retirement or work for the number 4 ever.com. Retirement or work forever.com.
Yes.
See you there.
Yes. And me and January, after 2.5 years of podcasting together, we are actually going to be meeting for the very first time as well. So very excited.
So excited. I'm so excited. Our relationship has been on Zoom this whole entire time, has been on Zoom. So this is going to be our first time interacting with each other. We're actually going to do a podcast side by side, face to face in person. That's going to be super fun. So I'm so stoked to see you, Helen. So stoked. I can't wait.
Yeah. All right, January, tell them where they can find you.
Find me, JanuaryLiddell.com. That's 2Ds, 2Ls.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn, January Liddell, and find me on Facebook, VIP, P as in Paul, Finance Builders, on Instagram and on Facebook. Please find me over there. Helen, where can we find you?
All right, you can find me on Hell of a Journey. That's Instagram, Hell of a Journey 1, on TikTok, Sexy Freedom Media, my business page. And you can also get my book, Nothing Sexier Than Freedom. Like, bringing it up slowly. Nothing Sexier Than Freedom. It's available on Amazon and Audible. And thank you everybody for tuning in to Sexy Freedom Media Podcast. Please subscribe. Again, leave us a review. We'd love that and appreciate it.
Aloha, everyone.
Ahie. Muchas gracias. Bye.
Want to hear more?
Visit us at SexyFreedomMedia.com.